I've read a whole bunch of different manhwas, so I'm gonna make a list of my top 5. So starting with number 1. Number 1 has to go to the Stepmother's Maru-chan. Tapas, T-A-P-A-S, has translated the title as The Fantasties of a Stepmother. The original title, Stepmother's Maru-chan is German for fairy tale, and that fits the story a lot better. Anyways, done yapping about the title for this one. But this is about Suri, the one with pink hair. She is engaged and married off to a much older man, and she has to quickly become, a surrogate mother to his 4 children, his oldest child being 2 years younger than Suri, and she has to very quickly, learn how to manage a household as her husband is dying. Suri does this to the best of her capabilities as a teenage girl, though she fumbles a lot. And when the eldest child goes to get married, Suri is told that he doesn't like her and he doesn't want her at his wedding ceremony. So she goes, "Yippee, I'm free." She leaves and then is murdered. She then wakes up in the past, right after her husband's funeral. So she is determined this time to fix all of the mistakes and make a better life for her stepchildren. This is a very sad series with a lot of heartbreak. It touches on a lot of sensitive topics about, nobility, what loyalty is, what does it mean to do something for the greater good, and how far obsession can go. It really is such a marvelous series with amazing art by the artist Orca. I own the physical copies of this. They are available in English. I'm gonna complain about this series title. The original Korean and fan translations had it trash of the Count's family, but when it came over to, those webcomic apps and the official novel release, it came out as Lout of the Count's family, and I think trash is much stronger. Anyways, our main character is reading a very long light novel series, and about halfway through, he mysteriously wakes up as one of the chapter 1 or 2 villains. He wakes up as Kale, the heir to a minor noble house who is a jerk, mistreats everybody around him, drinks all day, spends money freely, kind of, just a shitty person. And the protagonist of the light novels beat him up and take his assassin butler as a party member. Now, Kale does not want to get beat up. That sounds painful. So he decides he's going to do everything he can to not get beat up. And the series snowballs from there, from, I don't want to get beat up by the protagonist, to, now I have to go and save other people in the novel, because in the novel a war came, so now I have to go save other people, to I saved a baby dragon, now he's my best friend, to we have to stop the whales from killing the mer people, to we have to stop a terrorist threat, to, and it snowballs from there. Kale is an enjoyable character. He's very physically weak, which makes him different from a lot of other male characters, and he has no romantic leads. This is a character that you could see as Ace if you wanted to. And he's also just very charismatic. He knows most of the story's plot, not all, but most of it, and is planning around it to get the best situation for himself. And he continually says, oh, I'm just doing this for my own interest, when it's obvious he's doing it for everybody else's best interest. Of course, the novel came out in English, and if you want to read the webcomic, it is on one of the webcomic apps. My number 4 pick, I'm so sad because they end the series at season 3 of the webcomic. So this is a completed webcomic with 3 seasons, but the novel goes beyond that. So I'm sad that we won't see more. But The Golden Hair Summoner is about Jeannie. Jeannie is a Korean girl who dies and wakes up in this isekai fantasy, and she hates it. She wants to leave. She doesn't really care about anybody else, doesn't really care about her new family, doesn't care about any grand destinies. She learns the easiest magic style, which is summoning, and just max out all her skills from there, and she wants to live an easy, carefree life. To describe her as a murder hobo from a D&D campaign would not be inaccurate. Jeannie, most of the time, comes around as an unlikable character, and even when people are like, oh, the great hero Jeannie, other characters openly laugh. She is kind of an unlikable, selfish person that is slowly learning to care about others. She has a great emotional arc. She has several convincing side characters. Her romantic lead, the prince, is bland as white bread, though. That's my only big complaint. And that the series did end at season 3 and didn't continue the novel, but it is so good. My final one is I'll Save This Damn Family. This is a weight loss series, but unlike other ones like I Woke Up as the Ugly Pig, this doesn't insult people for being fat. Our main character wakes up as Tara Ellis, the middle daughter of a noble family, and in the novel she read, the second prince will eventually kill everybody in his family in his quest for power and the throne. Tara doesn't want to be killed, and she also doesn't like being, over 200 pounds. So Tara spends, over a year's time, I believe 2 years' time, slowly building up her confidence, losing weight, gaining the trust of others, working out every day with an axe, learning battle skills, learning politics, being witty and smart, and going, every time the prince causes trouble, she manages to find a way out, even if she fails along the way. This is a story where a character does fail, and she does have consequences for it, but it's not, depressing or sad. She is someone who bounces back quickly, and she is such a confident person. I wish I had her confidence. This is a very politics-heavy series, so a lot of times there'll be chapters where someone will be like, oh yes, we have to go to fortify the dam because if the dam floods, it'll go over the village. And yes, that would be a loss of life, but also be a major economic setback for the region, and that would cause other dominoes to fall. And there's lots of politics. If you find that you get lost easily, that may not be one for you. And the art style does change. This is the season 1 art style, and the artist left after that. I'm so sad. But those are my top 5 manhwas. Most of them are available through legal sources or bato.net if you don't want to go through legal sources, but you should always support the author. I buy the physical releases as soon as they come out for all of these. Those are my top 5. Honorable mentions will be, Father, I Don't Want This Marriage, as that is a very comedic rom-com.